What's up? I'm Vivi Brown and you're watching StyleRevo TV.
Welcome to StyleRevo TV, the #1 destination for fashion within music. In this episode, we get a chance to catch up with Vivi Brown at her headlining gig in Hoxton. Former M&S model with hits such as Shark in the Water, let's catch up with her today.
I'm Vivi Brown. I'm from London. I live in Peckham, South London, and I'm a musician. And I love fashion. I own my own fashion store, vivivintage.com. I have been working on my new album, Samson and Delilah, which is out in September. And I spent a lot of time sort of reflecting and sort of changing the sound of my record slightly. I've also been working on my online store, vivivintage.com, which is my own business, and it's finally breaking even and is becoming a self-sustaining business, which is great. And been touring Europe and America, but it's really great to be back home in the UK with this new record. My new single is called Samson, and it's basically based around the biblical story Samson and Delilah. It's dark and more mature, and I've been listening to records like The Knife, Fever Ray and Bjork. They've been my biggest inspirations and influences on this record. So my personal style has changed so much, I guess, over the years. Traveling like the light, I was really into 50s fashion, and it was bright and colourful, but I think since learning more about fashion and just sort of educating myself about design, I'm a massive fan of Issey Miyake, Yohji Yamamoto, a lot of Japanese designers. I love the idea of something cut really well, simplicity and minimalism, block colours as well. I love sometimes wearing all blue or all red or green. Huge fan of menswear as well because of the cuts and an androgynous look to a woman. So that's where I'm at now with fashion. My album name is Samson and Delilah, and the reason why I called it that is because if you read about the biblical story Samson and Delilah, it's all about this feeling of powerfulness, strength and weakness at the same time. I feel throughout my career it's been this process of being strong and being weak, having highs and lows, and I kind of was really inspired by the story. Samson gains all his strength when after losing his strength prior. Delilah cuts his hair, and this symbol of strength being in the hair and then him getting, feeling liberated and empowered again, related to me. I've set up my own indie label and I'm self-releasing, and at the time I was really nervous, but my music, when we wrote this record, it gave me this sense of confidence and strength again, and I felt the title was really appropriate. My album's coming out in September, and it's a lot more darker. I've been listening to a lot of electronic music, specifically like Bjork and The Knife, Fever Ray, Comtrues, Sigur Rós, a lot of sort of alternative electronic music, a lot of experimental music. I think I am more vintage, still stay true to the vintage, but I think my reason for loving vintage fashion has changed. One, I love it because you can be completely creative. You can go into a store and you can find your own identity. You're not told what the trends are. You create your trends because there's a spectrum from all different kind of eras. But the other thing about vintage fashion is sustainability. Being in a world where we waste so much, there's so much mass consumption, and the whole thing with the Bangladesh sweatshops. Sometimes we forget that the clothes that we do buy from high street shops are affecting someone's life somewhere else, where they're working in factories for lower paid jobs. So my online store, vivivintage.com, started 2 years ago. It was just a blog, and I used to go around the vintage shops and pick these one-off pieces, and they started to sell, and after 2 months we sold out. So I thought it'd be incredible to take it from a blog and eBay culture and Tumblr culture into an actual e-commerce store. So we work with graphic designers and we create this space. And now we sell, you know, maybe 250 items plus a week. We work with designers from London College of Fashion and Central St Martin's. It's just a real cool place to shop. We want people to feel like they can find unique pieces, but feel good about shopping because it's ethical. Tonight I'm really excited about tonight's gig. We've only done 2 gigs in London since making the record. One was a secret gig and one was at birthdays. So I'm still in that place where I'm slightly nervous because we're translating the record from the album to live, and sometimes I don't even know if people are going to turn up because it's been quite a while since I've made a record. But I think tonight will be a surprise because the record is so different. But hopefully the room will just be a feeling of love. Like I want to meet people at the end and find out what people think and just have a beer and chill. And yeah, just be a fun night of music and people, which is what music's about really. For artists that are emerging and coming out, I would just say keep being persistent, make sure you're gigging all the time, get in contact with online, social networking, meet really cool other people that are in your business and industry, and don't ever give up really, because it's one of those things where you've got to just keep going. I still feel as an artist that I've got a long way to go still, and every day I wake up in the morning, the main reason why I do it is because I love it, and I think that's got to be at the forefront. You've got to do it because you love music, you love your art, you love what you do, and that will come through everything you do if there's passion.